But this is like the foundation of the club. You can't. You saw it to score. Who can do that? He said, "I want to score," and he went to score. You know that you don't have that often. But you don't have the coach. The coach doesn't have to get up. He will sort it out. And yes, he will get caught sometime, and we've seen it. But more often than not, he will stop a counter with his mouth. He doesn't have to defend. He's very clever. I said he's the most important player.
Victor.
The record that they had at home is just incredible. So you need to be very good to maintain those level of performance and consistency.
Hi, Mikel. Inês Geraldo, RTP Notícias. My question for you is about Morten Hjulmand. You won't be playing tomorrow. How do you think that will influence Sporting tomorrow? And do you think, what are the main differences from Sporting last season to this season? Thank you.
Every moment of a team is different. Obviously, they're in a high moment, especially the way they got into the quarterfinals and the game that they played, for example, here against Paris, or the recent form in the league. That's it. At the moment the whistle goes, is a game that's going to have different kind of moments, and it's how we're going to master those moments to take the game where we want and win it.
Okay, last two. Firstly, gentlemen here.
Hi, Pedro Casteleiro, a bola. How do you see Rui Borges' work? He wasn't in charge last time you were here. What changes do you see on the team, and how do you analyze this Sporting team?
Well, very good, obviously, where he's got a team at the moment, the way he's playing, performing collectively, and then when you look at individuals, what they are doing and the way they are developing as well, very impressed. So, yeah, every coach has his own thing. I think he's connected with the team and the club in a really powerful way, and doing a great job.
And finally, one here.
Hello, Mikel. Aqui. Here. Rodrigo Lima, bola na rede from Portugal. Sporting is a team with a lot of variability, able to move players into central areas, but also create danger on the wings with players like Maxi Araujo and Jenny Catamo. How do you see this variability influencing the game to players? Do you consider the biggest threat? Thank you.
Well, a lot, because that's the reason why they are there, because they have a lot of quality, as you say, a lot of variability within the spaces that a lot of players can occupy in the attacking phase, and then, yeah, they can unbalance the game because they have the individual quality, and you haven't mentioned some others as well, that they have the capacity to do that. Obviously, the phase of play, when those players get in those positions, it starts earlier normally. So the problem starts earlier than sometimes in this moment it's too late to give.
Yeah, I think it's massive, and I think, being a former Arsenal player, obviously everyone knows I'm a Manchester United fan, but I love that football club. They're always good to me. I think you look at this Arsenal team, and it's getting to a point where everybody kind of starts talking about them choking, at the wrong times. The pressure gets on. So win, by the way. Like, I know everyone will get wrapped up in the fact that, Arsenal were nowhere near good enough, but Southampton performed fantastically well. And I think it speaks true that Arsenal's best player was a 16-year-old in Max Dowman. Do you know what I mean? And I think you're looking at Arsenal going up against Sporting. If they win that, not that I'm getting carried away, there's Atleti or Barcelona in the next round. Like, it's not a foregone conclusion that Arsenal, people still don't in the Champions League. They've had a really good run, not making excuses. They've got a lot of injuries. I know Mikel Arteta and Arsenal came under a lot of criticism with a lot of players pulling out of the England squad, but they didn't play in the game at the weekend, did they? So clearly they were injured.
So, is it the manner, though, of those two performances? Because Arsenal, looked rock solid. They were flying really until that point, but it wasn't just the Southampton game. They deserved to lose to City as well, and that was pretty much their strongest team, barring Kepa. So what's been missing in these last couple of games? I mean,
ultimately, you're going to ebb and flow throughout a season, right? Where you can't be on peak form like Manchester City were a couple of years ago, where they're just winning every single game, similar to Barcelona back in the day. So, yeah, I think the Arsenal fans